according to critics, that the new national security law would erode Hong Kong's autonomy and therefore undermine the business environment here. What's your response?
I do not agree. To the contrary, the national security law legislation in Hong Kong will help sustain this city's safety environment and return the city back to political and social stability. In the past half a year, when I engaged with foreign investors, and even recently, after the announcement of the legislation, when I talked to bankers here, private wealth management professionals here, the overall response, I must say, is positive, because people think that social stability and law and order are very important for an international financial center, and also very important for them as an investor.
President Donald Trump has threatened to cancel the special trade status of Hong Kong, right? What would such actions entail, and how does the Hong Kong government plan to handle this?
Actually, U.S. has very substantial business interests in Hong Kong. So I would urge them, in contemplating any action against Hong Kong, to evaluate not just the impact on Hong Kong, but also the impact on themselves. In terms of trade, U.S. has been registering successive surplus year over years with Hong Kong. In the past decade, the overall surplus to their favor is close to 300 billion Hong Kong dollar. And apart from trade, they have very substantial presence here in the financial services sector, in the professional services sector. I would say that the impact on Hong Kong is very minimal, because Hong Kong is basically a service economy. Manufacturing only accounts for about 1% of our GDP. And in fact, goods manufactured in Hong Kong and exporting to the US only accounts for 0.1% of our total export. So in fact, this change will not have any significant impact on our economy. That may perhaps stir up some investment sentiment. It is important for us to explain to the investing public what the national security legislation entails and its objective. My experience in the past week in talking to different stakeholders is that when they understand the objective of the legislation, they feel more easy. And although they are waiting for the details to be announced, but overall they see the need to have this legislation for Hong Kong in order to return Hong Kong to a safety society with social stability.